Hi, this is Charles McPeak, head coach of SilverPeak Performance. You're about to watch and perform workout videos of various types. Some of these workout videos have been created within SilverPeak by myself and SPP strength and conditioning coach Phoebe Chang, AFAA certified group fitness instructor. Some of the videos we have viewed and selected from other organizations, websites, and coaches. The collection we have created and curated are designed for swim-centric exercises that can be viewed on your own or part of a virtual group. As such, you, the athlete, own the responsibility of self-governing. It is your responsibility to monitor your health. Each of you have different physical limitations and dryland fitness levels. I caution you to only do the exercises that do not cause pain. If you have any type of pain during these workouts, please stop doing the specific exercise. It is acceptable to skip, modify, or reduce the number of reps. Please exercise some common sense. The workouts are here to help you maintain your fitness level and improve your ability to transition back into the water when it is appropriate to do so. I look forward to that time. So ironically, we are here for the dry stuff and we're burning daylight. Enjoy the workouts. Thank you.
There. Hi guys, SPPers. Today I'll bring you another new video, but this video is not an ab workout. I've been hearing from a lot of people having IT band issue from training for running. This is a good time to train for running, especially we cannot get into the pool. So this is Chris. If you haven't met him, Chris has a degree in kinesiology. He's a 2-time Boston qualifier. He's been running marathon for more than a decade. So I figure I'll bring him on and talk to you about how to fix IT band issue from his personal experience. He was a running coach for Team in Training for so many years. So he has gathered a lot of information on how to fix IT band, from fixing your form and all the workouts you can do. So without further ado, Chris.
Hi everyone. Okay, so what we want to do is, because the running nature is so much different than swimming, you got to approach it a little bit differently. The main thing that's different about running than swimming is that you're going to have impact with the ground. Okay, so what ends up happening is when each foot strikes the ground, the other side pelvis, the leg is in swing phase, which is off the ground. So that hip has to hold the other hip in place. So essentially what ends up happening is when you have one foot in swing phase, go ahead and lift this foot. Okay, so and this goes behind you right there. Okay, so now what happens is that the legs in this inner hip muscle needs to hold up this side, and so when that doesn't happen, the leg, this hip comes out, but it's also swinging behind you because you're propelling yourself forward. Meanwhile, the opposite hip is suspended, and sometimes if it dips this way, you end up pushing and getting that IT band to rub against the lesser trochanter of the femur muscle, and then sometimes, go ahead and put your foot down, and sometimes here just right above the knee joint on the lateral side. So what we end up wanting to do is we want to strengthen these inner hip muscles so that they can accommodate the other side of the pelvis while making contact with the ground. So we're going to show you some exercises to do that. And just as a initial right up front, we want to make sure that you're easing into these exercises. Okay, so while we would say you're going to do 10 reps, maybe sometimes you should start off at either 3 reps or 5 reps or 7 reps. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're accommodating for your own ability level. Okay, so make sure that when you're doing these, you want to feel not a hurting strain, but you want to feel some, that you're exercising. Obviously, you're going to feel a little bit, but if you feel any kind of sharp pain, then you want to cease and desist, and you want to make sure that you're doing, you're keeping safe. And anything that you feel in this, you want to make sure you're letting your coach know. So Charles or Phoebe, let your coaches know so that we can help you to accommodate anything that you may need in this. Okay, so we're going to get to the exercises now. Okay, there's 6 exercises. Okay, and make sure that when you do them, you're feeling a strain of the actual like muscles holding up, but you're not feeling anything sharp. Okay, and then if after a while you should be able to increase. You want to, if you start at 3, you want to get to 5. If you're starting at 5, you want to get to 7. If you're starting at 10, then you want to start incorporating more sets, and then maybe some more difficult exercises. So we're going to get to the exercises now. So okay. The first motion will be a on all fours tabletop position where you keep your back straight and parallel to the ground. You're going to raise your left shoulder and your right leg at the hip, and you're going to extend them all the way and point them as straight as you possibly can. Now you want to alternate this slowly and controlled, keeping your hip position stable. So what we're looking for here is to maintain the stability of your lower back and making sure that your motions are controlled and you're getting that flex at the hip. Okay, so one thing we want to do in order to maintain that level position is you can keep an envelope like a letter and make sure that you're keeping your back straight and not rotating while you go back and forth through this. You can do 10 repetitions to start off with. If 10 is too much, you can do 5 and then work your way up to 10. The next exercise is a series of increasingly difficult bridges. So the bridge is going to start at the heels. You're going to push your body up, your belly button towards the sky, and make sure that you go from your shoulders to the belly button, keeping your neck and your head on the ground and relaxed. You want to hold this position for 10 seconds. The second exercise is going to be this same motion, but repetitions. And the number of repetitions you can do anywhere between 5 and 10 in a set, and do 2 sets. Now, if this exercise is not supposed to be very demanding, you just want to make sure that you're getting this repetition. It's going to warm you up for the next sets of exercises. The next exercise is going to be a single leg bridge repetition. So you're going to extend one leg in a bridged position. And then your other leg that is planted will go through the motion, pushing your belly button up towards the sky, trying to get the most extension out of the hip as possible. Make sure you're trying to get your belly button to as far up to the sky as possible. As you alternate legs, make sure that your knee is in the same location as the other knee. You don't want to lift the knee higher. You just want to your hips want to go through the motion. Now the next motion is going to be doing, this is very demanding. You're going to bridge, and then you're going to extend or lower your leg, keeping the other leg bridged. Now, Phoebe's keeping an envelope across her hips to make sure that the hips don't dip. You want to make sure that that envelope stays straight. Now, it's a good way to see whether or not your hips are staying straight. Now, this is a very key exercise in order to ensure that the hips that is bridging right now is able to maintain your body position as you're hitting the ground over and over again. So this last exercise is called a butt burner. Essentially, it's a one-leg squat with the other leg suspended. So the squat, you will be leaning over, trying to touch the floor, and then reaching behind you and getting as much flexion as possible. So you want to do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side, and that will be a set. And then you do as many sets as you can accommodate. Now, there is a potential that you may have some knee issues that keep you from being able to squat. In this situation, then you want to, instead of squatting all the way down, you can go down not as far, or you can flex at the hip, making sure that you're flexing at the hip and then coming back and getting that full the full extension backwards.
So that's it. I hope you get some time to work on those workouts that Chris demonstrated. And like Chris said, if you have any questions and problems, you can ask Charles, ask me, or Chris. So we're here to help.
Sure. Okay.
I'll see you guys.
See you.